All right, guys, let's get to the part where Trent now starts asking Pearl questions, and let's see how deep they get into this. I hope this is a good conversation. I'm not really sure what they're going to ask questions, what Trent is looking for. I think what he's going to do is he's going to try to dig holes for Pearl to fall into. Let's see how it
Right into it. It's
let's
just
see how it lines out.
fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alrighty. We brought up something earlier about men. Do you think men and women have equal basic value, like equal dignity?
What do you mean by dignity?
They have the same intrinsic goodness. Men and women are equal in their basic value, their goodness as human beings.
Like I think that, because it depends, right? It depends how, like, I think that men do more good in society than women. And I'm assuming that's like the tweet you're talking about. But
No, I'm asking because earlier I said men and women are equal and you denied that. And I said I agree that men and women are unequal in many ways. But surely, like, for example, do white and black people have equal dignity?
Yeah, sure.
Do men and women have equal dignity?
Sure.
Okay, good. That's really good to hear. All right. So you say marriage is a bad deal for men. For a marriage that does so, because a majority of marriages do not end in divorce. For the marriages, at least let's say this, for the marriages that don't end in divorce, are those bad deals for men?
If the wife gained a significant amount of weight, I would say bad deal. Most men don't want a fat wife, I would say. If the wife cheats, I would say bad deal. Most men don't want a cheating wife. Mm-hmm. If they're in a sexless marriage, I would say bad deal. Most men want, I think most men, if you said, hey guys, do you want to get married? Your wife isn't going to sleep with you after you have 2 children. They would say, oh, hell no.
What?
Oh, hell no.
Pearl,
So,
what would be the best, let's say a man says, I would like a long-term sexual relationship with a woman.
Okay.
What would you say is the best relationship kind for him to obtain that?
What do you mean by best?
If a guy says to you, Pearl, I would like a long-term sexual relationship with a woman, what kind of relationship should I pursue? Marriage, cohabitation, dating? Which would be the best strategy?
It depends on the state you're in, because some states have different states have different laws.
Just in general. Would you say?
Well, there's no general no general answer, because it would depend on the state.
Why would it? Because what you're saying is that the harm...
for example,
let me finish, because I get to interrupt now, and that's where it gets fun.
Go ahead.
Because what you're saying is, it's not... Even though the majority of marriages don't end in divorce, you still say those are a bad deal because women gain weight, even though men gain weight also. But
what about the men, though?
Do men in long-term cohabiting relationships, do those women gain weight?
Not as much, but the difference is it's easier to get out of. So if a woman gains weight, it's much easier to break up with a girlfriend than it is a wife.
Okay.
So you're able to have higher standards.
How much weight can a woman gain in marriage before you consider her unmarriageable?
Depends on the guy. I think it's unfair, more than like 20 pounds, 15 pounds. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you doing, ladies? Get on the treadmill.
Wow. I mean, I don't know how that has nothing to do with the Christian. To be honest, I don't know how in the Christian faith he's going to be able to answer this, because I think you as a man, you have the right to divorce your woman for any real reason, to be honest with you. And one of the reasons is if she's not giving you enough sex, and of course it needs to be a serious reason, but if you can like your dick doesn't stand up anymore, like, yeah, you can definitely get rid of her and get a new one, brand new one. Yes. Actually, God is so amazing at this that he gives you an opportunity. He says, hey, listen, man, I don't even want you to divorce your girl. Stay married to her. You just are allowed another one. That's how amazing my God is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay. And I think it's good for women. I think it is good for women if men have standards.
But according to that Gordon Larson study, cohabiting women gain... what was it?
The studies I've seen, it's 18,
less. Less, but
I've seen around 10. I've seen 10.
That's the study you're citing for 24 pounds gain. They gain 18 pounds in marriage. People, the problem is, if you're saying that it's a bad deal for men to be in a relationship where women gain weight, and if women gain weight in all relationships, aren't you really just saying women are a bad deal for men, not marriage?
No, I'm saying that women, the difference is in a long-term relationship, you can say you need to change or I'm going to go. And women tend to act better when men have standards.
Okay. Do you agree that married men rate themselves? But do married men live longer than unmarried men?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so that's
Because I think women tend to pick healthier men.
okay.
I mean, I'm a woman. We want, I mean, why do you think women are throwing themselves at these like NBA player? We want the good genes.
Are most men who get married not NBA players?
No, but you can see when you look at the men that women are throwing themselves at, you can see what women select for.
Okay. So, but you would agree though that even if that is correct, even if it's correct that women choose men who are happier and healthier, if a man chooses to get married, then that would seem that he is or has made himself to be a happy, healthy individual.
Yeah,
right?
if he
gets successfully marries.
Can you say the question a
If a
different
man
way?
successfully marries a
Okay.
woman, does that mean he has become a happy and healthy individual?
Not because of the marriage,
No,
but
but
she was probably selected because he was that type of person.
So he's made himself into that kind of a person. He's disciplined himself. He's, made himself at least somewhat successful, happy and healthy. Okay, good. So he becomes that.
I wouldn't attribute it to marriage, though.
But
I would attribute it to I think men are going to do what they're going to do. They're on a mission.
On average, though, does marriage take that away from men, their happiness and their health?
I would say yes. I would say there are more men in unhappy marriages than happy. Out of the original 100 that got married.
Do you have a
so
okay,
if you take the I'm answering the question.
Go ahead, sure.
You want
That's fine.
So the study you're talking about 35%. I've heard that's a bit dishonest. I've heard it's more 50%,
Of
45% of marriages end in divorce. The last one was from 2023. I know it was a little off because of COVID, but.
So his questions are really not going to break Pearl at all, really.
I think if you include sexless marriages, women that belittle their husband, that's really common. Women that make fun of their husbands in public.
Then you're taking it away from my main point. So you're claiming that these happy, healthy men who get married, the majority of them, they lose their happiness. Do you have a study that shows that? Because let me finish.
Okay.
I have cited the General Social Survey, the Gallup surveys, hundreds of thousands of people who are tracked, Harvard Adult Study, 80 years, that married men rate themselves as happier and healthier. And the majority of them do.
But you're attributing that to marriage.
I'm not. I'm just saying, what I'm saying is that even if marriage is negative in some ways, it doesn't take that away from them. You're making the claim that the majority of married men aren't happy, but you have no study to back that up.
I'm saying that you can back it up when you look at 40%. Let's say 40% of marriages end in divorce. Okay, 40%. Now you have 6 left. A quarter of them are sexless. Boom, that's over 50.
That's not true. A quarter are not.
There you go. Women on average,
Okay.
And then on average, so at least half of the women gain 25 pounds.
I'm going to ask you another question. I'm going to ask you another question again. So we do surveys, and we ask people if they're happy. And I've cited multiple studies, okay, where hundreds of thousands of married men are asked if they are happy.
Okay.
And the majority, 80% to 90%, say yes. Can you cite a study that shows that the majority of men in marriage say they're not happy?
Okay, it's a good question.
Well, you're saying in marriage. I'm including
But even if, like, let's say the majority of men say they are happy in a marriage, it still doesn't answer Pearl's question that the marriage institution in the West is a failed institution. You're still, you have to prove basically that men don't have to pay child support for the rest of their life. You have to prove that men don't, getting divorced for men is not the number one indicator for suicide after 40. You have to prove so much stuff that men actually have rights for their own kids. You're not doing that. All you're trying to do is make her look wrong, and that doesn't work. You have to prove her points to her. You can't just make her think that she's wrong. That's just not going to work, because she has so many real factual points. You need to address them. You can't just tell her, is there a study that is it true that men are actually not happy in their marriage? Who cares? They're getting screwed over at an amazing rate. Doesn't matter if they're happy. They're going to get really unhappy very soon.
divorced.
Sure.
That's my point. But my original statement was.
And I'm going to interrupt because it's my turn. My original question was, for marriage, since the majority of marriages don't end in divorce. And if divorce is the only bad thing, then marriage is a good deal.
But
so
I-
then,
The majority of marriages are ending in divorce. Like, it's getting to 50%.
setting that aside, you cannot show
It's
that
going to get even higher. I mean, social media is only 25 years. Look how exasperated the data went.
married men are unhappy. You have no data for that.
But I also added in. I said if a woman gains weight, that's a bad deal. If a woman cheats, that's a bad deal.
Do the men say it's not worth it? But do the men say it's not worth it to them? And they leave?
You asked what I would classify as a successful marriage. Or you asked I made the premise.
The debate is not whether Pearl thinks marriage is a bad deal.
You said I could make the premise.
Yeah, but
so I said a good deal is classified as a woman that stays in shape, F's her husband, and stays married and is obedient. Okay. So if she's not having sex with her husband and she's gaining weight,
who should determine?
Then that's 60%. At least half of them are doing that.
Who should we look to determine the standard of whether marriage is a good? Let me finish. Whether marriage is a good deal. Married men or Pearl Davis?
I think you should look at men and what they're choosing, and they're not choosing marriage. Because if it was a good deal, it would be an easy sell. Good products get sold.
Is exercise
good
Pearl,
products?
Is exercise a good deal? Or is exercising a good deal?
Exercising is a good deal, but
most people sign up for it?
I wouldn't say those are the same thing. Because again, if women were benefiting men like they were 100.
So let me show you guys some statistics here. U.S. divorce rate, U.S. divorce and marriage rates by year from 2000 to 2021, rates per 1,000. So marriage has been on the decline for a while. Divorce rates are a little bit on the decline as well, but look how high they are. And of course, divorce rates are going to be on the decline if marriage rates are on the decline. You see what I mean? Of course, if nobody's getting married anymore, you're not going to have anyone divorcing anymore. In the same year, the divorce rate was in the U.S. 2.5 per 1,000. This is known as the crude divorce rate. Although useful for describing changes in divorce rates over time, the crude divorce rate does not provide accurate information on the percentage of first marriages that end in divorce. As of 2021, both marriage rates and divorce rates in the U.S. are decreasing, with the marriage rate dropping from 8.2 to 6.1 and the divorce rate from 4.0 to 2.7. Recent studies have shown that millennials are choosing to wait longer to get married and staying married longer, and are the main driver for the decline of both marriage and divorce rate. So they are getting married longer and waiting longer for marriage. But of course, the divorce rates are going to go down if marriage is going down. So now the institution of marriage has actually completely failed in the West, Trent.
Years ago, if we look at 100 years ago, men signed up for marriage within 3 months. That's all it took.
All right, here's my next question. Here's my next question. If marriage is so bad, and including people who end in divorce.
I didn't say all marriage is bad.
Okay. If in general marriage,
I said out of 151 will fail.
If it's more likely, if it's greater than not, that marriage it will be bad. And if that's the case, why do 65% of divorced men get married again, even though they've already been through a marriage that's failed? If it's so bad, Pearl, why do the majority of men get married again?
Well, I would say, people don't always make logical decisions when it comes to love.
This is weird, man. This is not answering any questions. Like, let's say they are getting married again for love, but that doesn't answer why is marriage failing in the West. This is weird. Like, even if we do give it to you, yeah, they love marriage so much, they're still getting hurt by getting married every single time. I don't know what Trent is trying to do here. He just looks bad.
But my question would go back to, why aren't men signing up in general?
Okay, so anybody who just disagrees with your standard of marriage, they're just being illogical.
No.
Okay.
I said a good deal. I clarified it in the beginning. I said good deal, doesn't gain weight, sleeps with her husband, stays married. I think that's the bare minimum.
Why can't this be a good deal for marriage if a married man says that he's happy?
Because I don't think that I think happiness studies, like how do they measure it? They
literally ask the person if they're happy.
Yeah, people lie.
Okay, so it's just a giant conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy.
Okay, so do you think most men who are married are unhappy?
Yes.
I think most men that sign up for marriage out of the original, not stay married, that sign up for marriage, 51 are unhappy with that original deal. And we can agree at least 40% divorce, right?
Yeah, there's
So,
a
all right,
40%.
okay.
But that,
So
but
what percent of men rate themselves as happy?
you don't get
actually?
to you don't get to ask that
Okay,
the questions.
fine.
I get to ask them. And as I said before, just because a marriage ends in divorce, it doesn't mean that person now thinks that marriage is a bad deal, since the majority of men who get divorced choose to go back and get married anyways. I want to go back to some of the different.
Why don't the majority of men sign up for marriage?
You don't get to ask. I'm going to go back here.
Because if it was such a good deal, they'd sign up.
Yeah, well,
Good products get sold. You think Elon Musk is running out of his cars.
Okay.
When they first came out, anyways. I don't know about now, but
all right.
I heard that truck was bad.
All right. Let's see here, because you've brought up.
To be honest, she brought up really good
80% of women.
And your questions don't answer anything like any of her positions.
Get HPV. That's crazy.
Okay. What percent of men get HPV?
Similar, but they're only the sexually active ones, and there's a higher percent of sexually active women.
Yeah,
than men.
I guess I'll start asking these questions. Do men have a lot of STDs?
A smaller, not at the. They're at a lower rate than women.
How do you know that?
You can Google it. It's CDC.
Okay, but still, do the majority of men have STDs who are unmarried, sexually active?
Well, if they're sexually active, but the minority. This is the thing. You guys don't know what's going on because you guys have been out of the game so long. The number one way that people are meeting is dating apps. Women swipe right 5, 10, up to 20% of the time. What does that mean?
Okay.
A minority of men can even sleep around. Okay. So when you guys are saying men stop sleeping around, a minority of men even get the choice to do that.
Do men cheat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So if a man cheats and he leaves his wife to be with another woman, is it fair that he should have to compensate her by paying for things like child support now that he's abandoned her?
Is he going to be an active father?
If a man,
it's one thing. So
I'm going to ask the question again. If a man,
if
a man is married to a woman, they have 3 kids, and he says, "Wow, I'd like to be married to this other lady instead that I had an affair with," and he abandons his wife and children, and his wife has been raising these kids, and now they're on their own. Isn't it just that he should compensate them for putting them in that position by paying child support?
How many kids? How old?
Let's say 3 kids, 3, 6, and 9.
3, 6, and 9, and he completely abandoned them. Not even.
So he tells the wife, "You can have full custody of the kids. I want to go and get remarried." Shouldn't he have to support them since he was an awful person and abandoned them and put them in this position?
You know what?
Let me think about it. 3 kids. He leaves her because he wants to remarry. I would say don't divorce her. Just remarry. But if he's gonna divorce her and he doesn't want to take care of the kids and he's leaving, then at least the kids have an inheritance over him or something. Like, he needs to give the kids something. If he can't give them anything, then he leaves. Like, I don't think we're gonna force the government is not gonna force it. If she already got her dowry from him, and he wants to leave and he doesn't want to remarry, he just wants to divorce her. It's not her right to take his money from him. Now, it's her right for her to ask him to take care of the kids, of course. But it's not her right to just take his money. You're not going to be given random monies.
Sorry, no, I don't believe in child support. I don't believe in alimony. I think it's equal. Women have fought. We have fought for equality. Okay. Wait, we have fought for equality. We got it. So now you get a job like everyone else. It's a sad situation, but overwhelmingly, men aren't the ones doing that. Women, there are far more deadbeat moms than deadbeat dads.
Do you think you simp for men?
No.
So you don't call it simping for men and saying that that if a woman does something bad, she should have to pay consequences for it. But if a man, I'm going to finish. Okay. If a man abandons his family because he wants to screw some other lady and puts them into poverty, you're saying he shouldn't have to spend a dime on that.
Yeah,
why?
Equality, baby, because women abandon their families all the time and they're not punished, they're rewarded. So I say equal rights, equal lefts. You guys fought for equality, here it is.
Then shouldn't the answer be both, that instead of saying both men and women should be allowed to be awful people, shouldn't we say men and women should both be held to higher standards?
I would say, I don't, it depends what you mean by higher standards, but what I would say is I don't think we should have child support. I don't think we should have alimony. I think it's wrong.
Even if a man he just leaves, his wife has been a stay-at-home mom.
Yes, it's a horrible institution. It's horrible that happened. He has no right to leave them. But to act like the government has a right to take his money from him, even after he paid her dowry, no, you cannot do that. If he didn't pay the dowry, he's forced to pay the dowry, but that's it. Before he divorced her, that's it. There's nothing else. She's not allowed to sit there claiming all his wealth for the rest of eternity. Nope, you're not allowed that. That's crazy. First of all, Trent, where is this coming from, the Christian religion? Where is this from, the Christian religion, that child support is forcefully paid upon the divorcee? Where is this in the Christian religion? Show me the scripture or the Jesus teaching that gives you this. What is this bullshit, man? It's complete bullshit. Why is he appealing to the secular government of America? This is disgusting. Who the fuck is he? He's supposed to be a Christian preacher, and he's appealing to the secular government, and child support is a secular institution. It's not a Christian institution.
For 10 years, 3 kids. She has been out of the workplace, going to have a difficult time finding a job. And I know personally women that this has happened to, and he leaves and goes has sex with someone else. We're not talking about other women being bad. You're saying in that case, the man shouldn't be compelled to provide for the family he abandoned.
Well, I would say for the same case that if women cheat and leave for another husband, they shouldn't have alimony or child support either. I'm saying in both cases we should not have alimony.
Let me
and
ask you another
child
question.
support.
Let's say you have.
Let me ask you this. I don't believe in paying people to make wrong decisions.
Okay.
I don't believe in that.
All right. So if a woman, let's say you have a stay-at-home dad, successful woman, has been out, she's boss girl.
Can she be a lawyer?
Sure. She's the boss girl lawyer, turns into the She-Hulk when she needs to, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And she's making a lot of money, and then she leaves her husband and kids, says, "Hey,
what's up,
Frank,
Lacuna?
you can have the kids.
Very interesting debate here about marriage.
Run off with this other lawyer at the office, and now he and the kids are in poverty. Do you think that she should have to pay child support to them?"
Nope. I think he should get a job.
Okay.
And so should she.
So you don't believe...
Honestly, I agree. I don't know where in the Christian religion are you forced to pay your... after the dowry, I don't know where you're forced. In the Christian scripture, show me where in the Christian scripture you're forced to pay child support after you leave her. Islam doesn't have some sort of child support type thing if a husband leaves family. Nope. Like when my mom divorced my dad, she bought all the property they were sharing, or she let him buy it, whichever it was. And then after that, my dad left. He didn't. I mean, he can buy me some stuff left and right, but even the judge knew that at this point, because he didn't take any custody, there's nothing. She gets nothing. My mom got nothing. She actually had to buy the property that she shared with him from him. So he got money, actually, my dad. Of course, he lost his property, he lost half of the house, but she had to buy the property from him. So I don't know where is this from? Where is this from, this child support thing? It's not a Christian thing. It doesn't exist in a Christian scripture or Christian text. This is a completely secular institution. I don't know why this guy is fighting for it. This makes no sense. This is not a religious thing. In religion, the only thing the woman is forced upon her, she has a right upon, before the divorce or after the divorce, is her dowry. That's it. She doesn't get nothing else. That's why the woman should ask for a big dowry if she's really worried. But to act like he gives her dowry, he takes care of her, he's able to leave her in the house so she can raise the kids, and then also after that he has to pay for her so she can go fuck random dudes. That's crazy to me. No, you can't do that.
Do you believe in marriage at all?
I believe...
First of all, Trent, what does this child support institution have to do with marriage, the Christian marriage? What are you talking about, Trent? Trent, this is not a Christian institution. Child support is not a Christian institution. Where in the Christian religion does it show me the scripture where it tells you once you divorce your girl, you have to pay for her for the rest of your life? Where? This is a secular institution. This is not a Christian or religious institution at all. It's not Christian, Lacuna. So I don't know why he's fighting for it. Why is he acting like this is child support? Okay, so if I don't want child support, that means that's it. I don't even care about marriage at all. Look at his next question was, do you even care about marriage? First of all, you can care about marriage without accepting child support. Child support is not a Christian institution. It's a secular institution. So what you're doing, Trent, is you're supporting a secular type of marriage, which you should never be supportive of. What are you talking about, Trent? Trent, you failed. You're failing so difficultly, so hard in this debate, man.
What kind of marriage? I don't believe in marriage as it is today.
What?
If we tomorrow got rid of child support, got rid of alimony, got rid of all these incentives for bad decisions, fine. Then I would have no problem. But my issue is, one, the quality of women is lower than ever before.
Pearl,
the risk is higher, and women are paid to
Pearl,
leave.
what is marriage?
one person for a lifetime.
You tell me, what is marriage? Marriage is definitely not child support forever for the man. It's not a fucking life sentence to the man. This is the problem. The Christian, what is marriage? What is marriage? Is the Christian marriage the secular marriage? Is this the same thing? Is it the same? No, I don't think so. At least for the Arab, you can see a big difference between secular marriage and the Muslim marriage. For the Muslim, you know, the secular marriage forces you upon one, whereas the Muslim allows four. But I don't see a difference between secular marriage and Christian marriage at all. So it seems to me like the Christian marriage is secular marriage, and this is a problem because why are you condoning a secular institution? This makes no sense. Well, the state still requires child support to be paid even if they were never married. Yeah, exactly. So what he's arguing for is for the failure of the marriage institution, because what he's arguing for is for the secular government to force upon the secular people what it would have forced upon them if they were married, but now it's going to force it upon them even without a marriage. So basically what he's advocating for, if you advocate for child support, you have to advocate for the failure of the marriage as well. Because child support is being given to people without being married. They're just being given to them because they're having kids. This is why it's a secular institution. It has nothing to do with marriage. You can give child support without being married. So I don't know why he's getting into this child support argument, because it has nothing to do with the institution of marriage. So Trent is failing really heavy here. What happened is he's condoning the failure of this institution of the Christian institution of marriage. He's condoning it. How is he condoning it? Because he's saying the Christian institution doesn't give child support. The secular institution does. The secular institution is so strong it will do it without even a marriage. So the secular institution is better than the Christian institution in this regard. And he's failing at that because he's supposed to be representing Christianity. Right now he's representing secularity. Do you see what's happening here? This is actually very important, that he should not be condoning child support, because this is not a Christian institution. It's a secular institution. So now he's forced to condone people not being married and be happy with it, because he condones the child support. Because for some reason the child support institution is linked to the marriage institution to him, which makes no sense to me. That has no linkage. Actually, like Lacuna just said, the government forces you to pay child support even if you're not married. So this is a secular thing. This has nothing to do with religion. So why are you supporting of it? I don't understand, Trent. And if you don't support it, why does that mean you don't like marriage anymore? This makes no sense.
And the woman submits to her husband and is an obedient for a lifetime.
Okay.
But I am not, and see, I guess my head goes in a couple directions, because the other thing is, today it's nothing. Okay. Today, you said the average marriage is longer than 7 years. Let's say it's 12 years.
The median length is 21 years.
The average, let's say 21. That's still not a lifetime. And a quarter of divorces are gray divorces. So it happens when people are in their 50s and 60s. So that's the other thing about these stats. It doesn't predict who in the future gets divorced. It says today. So it doesn't include people that are separated. I know couples in their 50s and 60s. They've been separated for years. They're still counted as married. So my issue again is marriage as it is today, and I just think you would never.
I swear to God, Pearl completely dismantled this dude in this debate. He's supposed to be advocating for a Christian marriage. He can't. For some reason he's advocating for the secular marriage. And by the way, the Christian marriage does not allow child support. Where in the Christian marriage do you force child support upon the man? Where? I cannot find the scripture that forces child support upon the man. This is a secular institution. I don't know why Trent is for this institution. He should never be for the institution, because what he doesn't understand is that child support institution is actually directly undermining his Christian marriage institution. Directly undermining it. Because what it's doing is it's telling to the people, the secular people, don't worry, you don't even have to get married. We're going to give you, as a woman, your same rights that you would have gotten from a marriage, but you don't even have to be married. This is a direct contradiction to your own institution. Marriage is like a it's a holy act. Like it's a sanctious act. Like it should be protected. And now what Trent is advocating for is the demolition of the marriage institution, and instead applying a child support institution. Like he's for the favor. He's arguing and making it the debate around the child support institution, not the marriage institution anymore. Because he can, because Pearl has won this debate. Yes, the women are more promiscuous. Yes, the women are coming less virgin than they used to be. Yes, they're getting married later. Yes, they're having less children. Yes, they're not the same women as they used to. They can't cook and clean like they used to. Yes, these women are not interested to be housewives. They want to just be fucking, or they're not interested to be mothers. They just want to be housewives. This is true, and Trent has no arguments to this. So now he's just completely flabbergasted. He's completely been demolished in this debate. It's absolutely amazing what Pearl is doing to him.
Sign a contract that pays somebody to leave. I think it's super logical. If someone's paid to do the wrong thing, they're going to do it. And what are women doing?
Okay.
They're leaving. I'm so
marriage,
shocked.
If marriage is a lifelong union, and let's say a woman does what you say she should do, right?
I don't say women should do anything.
Well, you say women should be obedient to their husbands, right?
If the woman gets married, but
if
some
a woman
women,
gets married, should she stay home and raise the kids, Pearl? If she...
Well, it depends.
Why is he arguing for the child support institution? Trent, what are you doing, Trent? You're losing. Trent, what are you doing? Where in the Christian religion where in the Christian religion are you allowed to do child support? What are you talking about? Why are you arguing for the child support secular institution? What are you doing, Trent?
And I can't give you a straight answer. Like I can't give you a straight answer. It depends. What does he want?
Let's say he wants her to stay home and raise kids.
Fine. Then yeah, sure.
And you think that that's a reasonable thing. So
the majority of women aren't, though. That's not the majority. And that's the thing that...
No, let me finish. So if a woman does that, then she takes a significant amount of risk, right?
What risk? She's sitting at home fucking doing nothing while she's being fed. What risk? The man, what risk? The man is taking the risk. He has to fucking pay for a piece of shit fat pig in his house now. Yeah, you call her a wife, but what he sees is something else. He sees a hole. A bottomless hole of need and attention-seeking, wanting hole.
You know, she makes herself...
What is this bullshit? Why is women such beautiful creatures to Trent, and a man is like this dark elf, this dark leprechaun that just is out there to hurt women, just take advantage of them? Why is it not women that are taking advantage of the man? Why isn't it the man that's being put doing the risk? He has to give his money to a random bottomless hole that he cannot even trust that she's a virgin or not. Lol, Jesus, is that how you think of your wife, bro? I'm just saying, man, you can't even trust these fucking hoes. Like, my wife is different than the American hoes he's talking about. He's literally trying to advocate for a pornographer to marry a Christian man. So this pornographer, I can't even trust how many what her body count is. I gotta pay her while she sits at home fucking feeding my kids and fucking around with them playing while I spend 16 hours a day working. And she's the one taking the risk. Fuck you, Trent. Fuck you, Trent. What about me? I fucking emptied my wallets to these fucking pigs behind me, fucking non-stop eating. What about me? What risk am I taking? Are you stupid, Trent? Do you not see that I'm risking my life? Giving this fucking bottomless pit all my money, and then she could divorce me any moment for any reason she wants and take my kids away? That's a fucking the ultimate risk to the man. What is he talking about? Why is he acting like the risk is to the woman that she has to sit at home and be taken care of? Oh, what amazing risk that is. And all she has to do is shut the fuck up, not create issues, and the man will stay married to her for the rest of her life. And this is a risk. Go fuck yourself, Trent. What you're advocating for, Trent, is not Christian. You are a loser guy. You're a shit debater. I thought you were smart, but what you're advocating for is not Christian at all, man. You're a shit debater. This secular piece of shit next to you fucked you in the ass.
Well, does she take risk in choosing to become financially dependent on one person?
Why are you advocating for child support? It's a secular institution. It's not a Christian institution. Why are you advocating for it? Why are you fighting for it?
Aren't choosing that. That's a funny thing. Women are having 1 to 2 children. They're in public school.
By the way, child support is not a Christian. He's blasphemous. He's blasphemous. He's fucking blasphemous. This is not Christian. He ruined the marriage. Nothing in the Christian marriage forces you to pay child support. He's adding to the tenets of the Christian marriage, man. He's adding to the religion, man. This guy's a failure as a preacher and as a Christian man. He's a failure. I would never trust him.
So let's not act like these women are home housewifing it up. Okay. These kids are in public school for 8 hours.
What risk is she doing? She's sitting at fucking home. Oh, she had to clean the house because she likes to be in a clean place? Wow, what an amazing risk she took. Go fuck yourself, man.
Today.
You're right, man.
What risk is she taking? She has fucking 7 hours a day to sit on the computer doing nothing. Risk. Why can't she build a business? I have a business on the side. She can take 50% of it if she helps build it. What risk are you talking about? Fucking retarded Trent shit debater.
And are men?
I swear I have a business right here. I'll show you guys. I have a business. Look at all these boxes right there. Look how many boxes. All of those are cards. Over 50,000 cards. I need somebody to sit down and fucking lift them up. But instead my wife wants to go work for $12, $15 an hour for some random fuck. Instead of build something with me. Because of the risk she has to take. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. Because of you and your shit mindset. Now all the women, including my wife, believes that we can't build something. That she has to go work for $15 an hour for a random bitch who's fucking making her stressed out instead of working for me in the house. She has to make a risk, huh? Take a risk. Go fuck yourself, Trent. Do you know anything about living alone in the house? Do you think she's sitting there just jerking off? She's fucking building something, you loser, Trent. Holy shit. Women would love for a man to come and give them the opportunity to just sit at home while they build something for themselves. Fucking loser. Build kids, build businesses, build fucking beautiful houses. Go fuck yourself, Trent. You're a shit debater.
And women, they aren't choosing marriage. Both of them aren't.
You're a shit debater, Trent.
But didn't you
You're debating for a non-Christian institution to be taking over your Christian institutions. You're fucking
say men
shit.
are in control of marriage? That's what you said earlier.
Yeah, so really it's more they're not choosing to do it. Right?
Exactly. And women aren't choosing because women are not wives today.
Okay.
Lacuna, look, of course I'm going to talk about people the right way. What the fuck? If my girl is a respectful person that completely submits to me, you would be hearing me differently. But my girl is just like any other girl. She believes that she has her own whims and desires that can go over. And she's not Muslim like me, so I got to deal with her. You know? And so, yeah, she's a fucking bottomless pit. Of course. I can't trust nothing that my girl does. You think I'm stupid enough to marry a person and trust them? You're stupid if you trust your wife. You're fucking stupid. I'm being serious with you. You are dumb if you trust your wife with anything. Damn, you married a non-Muslim? Yeah, I know. I'm a fucking gangster. Can you believe that? I'm a gangster. I'm telling you, I keep saying I'm a gangster. Nobody believes me. Nobody fucking believes me. I'm a gangster. I'm a thug, man. I'm a thug. I do shit that nobody can even imagine, man. Nobody can even imagine the shit I've went through. Yeah, I married a non-Muslim, man. So I gotta teach her everything. This is what I keep saying when I say train her. Basically, literally a re-education encampment. Like, she thinks she can keep dressing whatever she wants to dress. The problem is, even as a wife, she should know that she can't dress what she used to dress. She needs to know she's not single anymore. She's a wife. This is the problem, that these women don't understand the difference between a single woman. They believe that her as single is her as marriage. The same woman. No, you change who you are. Just like I'm gonna change who I am. Now I gotta take care of your dumb ass, your fat fucking bottomless fucking hole. Now you're gonna change too. You're gonna become a mother. Just like I'm gonna become a fucking ugly father, you're gonna become a fucking darned better mother. Start dressing up more conservatively. Start learning and educating yourself. Learn a couple of nursery rhymes. What's wrong with you? So yeah, Lacuna, of course, I don't trust no motherfucker. I don't even trust her if she's a Syrian Arabic girl. What the fuck? You think I'm gonna trust any human being? My mom, the best woman I could ever think about. No woman in the world is like my mom. She divorced my dad for nothing. She made up a whole story and divorced him and broke the family. And now I don't have a dad. I live all by myself and I gotta take care of my mom because she divorced my dad. And she's like 60 now. She's never gonna get remarried. She's gone. She's donezo. She wasted her life. She ruined my life. I needed the support system to. If I had a dad, I would be up there, man. Right now, I would be on another level. You guys don't even know if I had a dad. But I don't have a dad. I need to pay for my mom. I need to make sure she takes care of the house. I need to live in my own house. Now I got married. I gotta take care of my own shit. Man, I don't have a dad, man. Man, I wish I had a dad, man. So my mom, the best human being on earth, a religious person, was lied to by Oprah. You think I'm gonna let my wife lie? I'm gonna listen to anything my wife says? You think I'm stupid? No, I've seen it. I've seen my mom say my dad is punching her in the face while she's screaming at his face and slapping him, and she claims that he's the one that punched her. She's a fucking absolute liar. And then I get shamed because I'm the one that didn't step in. I was 11. I get shamed by her friends that I didn't step in the middle and protect her when she's a crazy maniac. First of all, if anybody's punching you in the face, you're not going to stand in front of them yelling in their face and waving your hands. You're going to be running around, right? She's standing yelling in his face. And all my dad did was put his hands up so she can stop slapping him. And now he's a beater, huh? He's a woman beater. Go fuck yourself. Liars. Women are fucking liars. I can't even trust my own mother, let alone trust anybody else. My own wife. You're crazy. Like I'm ever gonna trust a woman. Fuck that. I fucking tried. Every woman I trusted failed me. My exes failed me. My mother failed me. My wife I would never trust in my life. I already, I don't even want to trust her. I don't even want to give her the opportunity to fail me. I'm not going to give her the opportunity to fail me anymore. I'm not going to give a single woman the opportunity to fail me. What you do is you follow my orders. You don't like it, get the fuck out of here. I don't need you around. That's it. And my mom, you think my mom, I'll listen to her with any advice? I will never take any advice from my mother. She's the greatest woman I know, but I cannot trust her. I don't trust women with any decision making at all. They're liars. She went there lying to her friends so they can support her when divorcing us. And because I got shamed by her friends for not protecting her, then I was like, man, just kick him out. I don't want him in the house either because of how much shame. They shamed me as a 9, 10-year-old dude. They were shaming me for not protecting my mom against my father. Like as if I have any ability to do anything. And that's what happens. It becomes women against all the men. It becomes like this collective of women going against all the men, and you get shamed to kick your own father out of the house. She comes to me and asks me at 11, do you want me, what do you think if I get divorced? Yeah, mom, I don't like the guy. Kick him out. I don't want him. That's exactly what I told her. And now she blames me. She tells me I'm the one that got her divorced. And when she asked me, I told her to divorce him. After I was shamed non-stop for not protecting her. After I actually believed that he was beating her. Fuck that, man. My mom's lied to me. My mom lied to me. You think I'm going to trust my wife? You're crazy. You're insane. You think I'm going to trust my daughter? Nope. What they do is they follow the orders and they just fall in line and get stepped on the head. That's what I do. Intellectually and physically. I don't give a fuck.
It's okay, man. Man up and marry these whores.
You got 1 minute left.
Okay. Do you think that men are marriageable who've looked at pornography?
Yes, it's not the same as a girl. You just said a woman that fucked in pornography is marriageable. It's a little bit concerning, but it's marriageable. But now your problem is if a guy looked at pornography, he's actually worse than the pornographer. Like, what is he trying to argue, that the guy that looked at the pornography is worse than the girl that made pornography? Because earlier you actually advocated for the girl that did the pornography to still get married. So now what? Are you going to advocate? You don't advocate for the guy that watched her? To, like, as if the watching of the pornography is equal as if doing it. It's crazy. This guy is not Christian. I don't know what this guy is. He's not a Christian. I don't think he's human.
Yeah.
How about men who have helped, like, run the camera at OnlyFans?
You see, that's a different case. They're not. The guy that watches porn is not the same as the guy that was running the camera on OnlyFans studio. That's not the same guy. This is not the same action. They're not two neutral actions, and they're equal to each other. Nope. One has a hierarchy over the other of immorality.
The men do that, Trent.
No, I'm asking you the question.
This is like, come on.
I'm asking you a question.
Who have run the camera? Personally, not for me. Like, run the camera at OnlyFans.
Lakuna, the only good thing about me marrying a non-Muslim is if I do change her and she is very acceptable, like she really likes Islam, that maybe she will allow me to enter heaven because of her, you know? I've already had a couple of friends change because of me. But still, you know, it's always nice to have people change because of you. It really gives you God the reason to enter you into heaven.
All right, we only have a few seconds left, so I'm just going to take it back to the main thing, the final main question. Okay. Do, just a yes or no, do the majority, 80% of men who are married say they are happy?
Okay, I'll give it to you. That doesn't fix the institution. What do you think heaven is? It's a spiritual place. I think I'm understanding now it's not physical at all. It's completely spiritual. So there won't be sex. Like you will be able... You like as a spirit, you still feel bad, good, sad, happy, but you don't just actually penetrate anything anymore. Like the physical body disappears. I don't know, man. Do we have our physical bodies up there? I don't know. Man, I can't even imagine what heaven is. Like there's some description of it. Let me end the video here. And I'll tell you about it. Alright guys, we're going to end the video here, guys. Interested in your opinions. That's it for Trent. Honestly, Trent is actually not advocating for a Christian religion anymore. He's advocating for the secular religion to take over. He's advocating for child support. He's really either misguided or misunderstanding the Christian religion. Christianity does not advocate for child support. So I don't know what religion is he advocating for. If it does, please show me the scripture where it says you have to pay for your children for the rest of your life. Even in the Islamic religion, we don't have that. So it's very interesting.